if Parliament is properly or improperly constituted. So no, hold on.
That one right there. That one.
Should I read that?
They pulled that one out. No, soma hiyo hapo because because this is a poison pill hapa. If this one succeeds,
do you want me? Samangwe.
Where?
That one will be ignored.
So,
okay, read it. No, read it. Just read it so that people. We're in civic education mode. Yeah. That's what you call a constitutional crisis. So I think these are very weighty questions.
IBC has not been constituted.
Yes.
Correct.
So you cannot even.
You can't have an election.
You can't burn it all.
You can't burn it all.
You can't have an election.
Can't have.
Yeah. Because you can't have an election.
Right now, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You can't.
Now, that's what I'm saying. When you hear that, and that's why those noises of a coup kind of start making sense now. It doesn't mean that it was going to be like a bloody coup, but there was a coup that was being put in here politically.
Speaking of, what did you call it? Public Participation Act.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He says, I'm quoting, I'm going to quote. On September 5th, 2024, the Office of the Solicitor General formally received the Public Participation Bill 2024 from the Clerk of the National Assembly. The bill is currently before the Senate's Standing Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights for consideration and concurrence with the National Assembly. The Office of the Solicitor General to undertake a comprehensive assessment of the public participation landscape in the country and engage stakeholders. Based on the feedback received from stakeholders, the Office of the Solicitor General will then update the Public Participation Bill 2024 and make it available for review by the public.
Yes, so these are things that are happening live. They should have happened earlier.
They should have.
Yeah,
but
we also need to look at that bill.
Yes,
and see like what it says and if it's consistent with the constitution.
Yes.
Now, Wairimo is on fire. Wairimo is telling us, also this being a first under the new constitution, the judiciary will be very careful about precedents. This case will always be the benchmark, 100%. So this one, where people will be watching. And then Marim also says, and I want people to fact check on this, nominated senators will not vote. He only needs 17 votes. The House allowed nominated MPs to vote, though. So someone fact check on that. As of my knowledge right now, I think all the 67 senators are supposed to vote, but I could be wrong on that. Someone please.
I believe it's all of them too.
Yeah, someone please fact check that. And then Hapa, I can see Adhiambo Daka is already in the building. Adhiambo says, let me see. Adhiambo says, hopefully as he goes out, he drags his thieving boss with him. Kwa hiyo mtaro, no compassion for arrogant, ugly, greedy people. And then Kenyan Diaspora says, Ali, thank you for that very coherent explanation of the process. I am sure not many understood the process. Omosh is conspicuously quiet on the subject, which tells me he too may be a beneficiary of your explanation. Omosh, is that true or false?
Huyo Kenyan Diaspora arudi pale alikuwa.
Okay. Haya, sawa. Umemaliza za Julius twende kwa Omosh ama bado kuna zingine?
No. This one, no, nimemaliza.
Yeah.
Kuna ingine which I know you would love. I know this one.
Okay.
It's about the constitution, constitutionality, or hold on. If Parliament is properly or improperly constituted. So no, hold on.
That one right there. That one.
Should I read that?
They pulled that one out.
No, soma hiyo hapo because because this is a poison pill hapa. If this one succeeds,
do you want me? Samangwe.
Where?
That one will be ignored.
So,
okay, read it. No, read it. Just read it so that people. We're in civic education mode. Yeah.
So, Julian Amboko says, another issue that Justice Bugambi identifies is the question as to whether Parliament is improperly constituted, 2/3 gender rule, and therefore incapable of carrying out an impeachment process. Supreme Court Advisory Opinion number 2/2012 comes under sharp focus here, given the majority position that, in quotes, legislative measures for giving effect to the 1 to 2/3 gender principle should be taken by 27th August 2015.
2015.
So, highlighted is very simple. The question whether the current parliament is improperly constituted and thus incapable of carrying out impeachment process in the light of Supreme Court Advisory number 2 of 2012 was also highlighted.
Aliniuliza swali about
Sasa hii mambo okay, sasa
That's a very poisonous pill, but wacha tusikie swali ya Mika first before I give my views on that.
Kaende.
Yeah.
swali yangu ni can they have an excuse there and say, because we know there's some constituencies which don't have MPs, and that is why they haven't attained the equal gender threshold.
No. Sorry. That
Mika
Mika is reaching.
That's a good one.
It's a good question. It's a good question. It's a good question.
Walai.
You know, I think there's maybe 3 constituencies that don't have MPs. It's a good question, but I don't
There are
think
3 actually that don't have.
Yeah, but I think the gender rule.
And even IBC is not constituted.
Yeah, I think the gender rule. Is not necessarily is on the MPs who are sitting, because there's the constitution.
It's based off the number of the people who are there.
Yes, the constitution
Not
does
those who are not there.
foresee a situation where a member of
But
parliament
should everyone
might
be
die.
there?
Yeah, no, but not to get lost. Not to get lost on this point.
Go ahead, yes.
Not to get lost on this point. This ruling right here, I think this will be very extreme. I don't see Kome's courts, like going for it, but I think this is the antidote that Kenya needs right now. Burn everything, like Eric Kilmonga says in Wakanda Forever. Burn it all. By burning it all, you're saying this parliament is illegally constituted. So burn everything and let's go for a fresh election. We reset the clock because right now where we are, the problem with that ruling is that it might invalidate everything that this parliament did from when it was constituted
in 2022.
Yeah, although the ruling was going back to 2015, it gave a deadline. The directive from the Supreme Court gave a deadline of August 2015. I think it might, a lot of things might be destroyed. The whole country might be burned. So I think if they could give a ruling in a certain directed way to burn everything, I think Kenya, where tuko, we just need to be restored back to factory settings to anze fresh.
Don't you guys love civic education?
Yeah, to anze fresh.
Sasa hii fresh tutaanza bila IBC.
Hey. Okay.
Nauliza tu.
Now you're
sorry, I'm asking.
I'm
asking what Mika was thinking.
Kenyan Jui sasa. Kenyan Jui.
I'm asking what Mika was thinking.
That is a new spanner. Because
Ali, that is a very good question, because if that happens, the speaker is the one who's supposed to run the country for 90 days?
Yes,
another question.
An election has to be called, and then you still don't have an IBC that is constituted.
And then only the president can select a board.
No, but if parliament is being dissolved, the president is not dissolved. That's just parliament.
Let's throw a caveat.
So the president is still there.
We are not constitutional
because
lawyers,
if the parliament is dissolved, the president and his cabinet, they still remain. They're still there.
But then whatever names they give still have to be vetted by folks. And if there's nobody to do the vetting, then you still cannot populate.
So that's what you call a constitutional crisis.
And over here, Gerald is saying IBC is another scam.
Yeah, that's what you call a constitutional crisis. So I think these
IBC,
are very weighty questions.
IBC has not been constituted.
Yes.
Correct.
So you cannot even...
you can't have an election.
You can't burn it all.
You can't burn it all.
You can't have an election.
Can't have.
Yeah, because you can't have an election.
Right now, we can't even...
You can't do anything.
A cuckoo.
Yeah.
You can't...
Now, that's what I'm saying. When you hear that, and that's why those noises of a coup kind of start making sense now. it doesn't mean that it was going to be like a bloody coup, but there was a coup that was being put in here politically.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's say we do kufa makanga, kufa dereva. Can the speaker refuse to institute a ABC and rule?
But I'm sorry, because
I don't think the constitution allows for that.
The speaker,
constitution is very specific and says hawezi.
No.
If you're following the constitution, haezi.
speaker kona
So-
shares.
so now,
Speaker kona shares for government.
When you do a coup,
Okay,
you
understood.
don't follow the constitution.
No, you don't. But speaker has shares.
Yeah, typically when coups happen in other countries, they
suspend the constitution.
They suspend the constitution.
They suspend
Yeah.
the constitution.
Yeah.
But the speaker Wetangula himself right now, are we talking about Amazon?
No. It's Wetangula. Wetangula is the one who will become, if we don't have a president and a DP, Wetangula is the one who's next in line.
Wetangula kona shares. Alipewa na kakimia.
So now,
Where unajua, one mic, let me tell you something. There's greed for two things in life.
Uh-huh.
There's greed for wealth
Power.
and there's greed of power.
Mm-hmm.
The latter is very dangerous. Ukionja hivi na unatamaa, you can do anything.
Okay. Mika,
So anaweza kuwa shareholder,
Eh.
akona 30%.
lakini ameonja.
Lakini
Mbona mimi
akiguza.
nisikuwe na 100? Ajiambia mbona mimi nisikuwe na 100?
akiguza Murima. Akionja Murima.
Murima ishaguzwa, Murima
Ishaguzwa.
zaidi mbona
Ishaguzwa.
Hakuna Murima tena.
Murima right now, we are licking our wounds.
Okay.